The front door groaned softly as it opened, a sound that once felt comforting, now grating against my nerves like a wrong note in a familiar melody. Sarah returned home later than usual. It wasn't her tardiness that unsettled me, but the radiant smile she wore, a grin normally reserved for our wedding anniversary or the day we brought our puppy home. This time, it felt hollow, never reaching her eyes. I sat in the softly lit study, the glow from my laptop casting shadows across the walls. For weeks, I had been planning, each detail painstakingly arranged. This was not impulsive. It was a result of months of doubt, simmering quietly like embers. The subtle ways she angled her phone away from my view, the late-night calls she insisted were work-related, the widening gaps in our conversations. Each one stacked atop the last, ready to ignite. "Hi," she called, her tone unnaturally bright, almost shrill. "How was your day?" I looked up, masking the bitterness rising within me. "Calm," I replied. "And yours?" "Oh, hectic," she said, letting the words hang awkwardly as she drifted toward the kitchen. The fridge opened with a soft exhale, a glass clinking inside. Hectic, I thought, the word twisting in my mind. Hectic with lies, perhaps, or someone else. I pushed the thought aside. I hadn't come here to argue or accuse. That stage was over. What remained was a quiet, calculated resolve. I wanted her to confront the truth, not through rage, but through the unyielding weight of proof. She returned moments later, holding a glass of wine, her earlier cheer giving way to a guarded caution. She glanced at my laptop. "What's keeping you so busy?" "Just a project," I said, a faint smile tugging at my lips. Something I'd been working on for a while. Her curiosity flickered, edged with unease. "What kind of project?" she asked, voice wavering between intrigue and worry. I rose slowly, deliberate in each movement. "Better to show you," I said, placing my hands lightly on her shoulders. She stiffened beneath my touch, the moment surreal, as though trapped in someone else's story. I guided her to my chair, her eyes locked on mine, a flicker of fear breaking through her carefully maintained calm. From my pocket, I produced a small, unassuming USB drive, the result of weeks of quiet, meticulous work. I plugged it into the laptop, and the screen shifted. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary website, but beneath the surface lay a carefully curated archive, a digital testament not to love, but to betrayal. Every lie she told was cataloged, painstakingly detailed, blurry. Distant photos revealed her at a bar she claimed was a work event, laughing and leaning close to another man, their lips brushing. Below the images, an interactive timeline mapped every late-night call, every text, every supposed business trip over recent months. Timestamps cross-referenced with phone logs and GPS data exposed the reality behind her alibis. The first entry detailed a short 2-minute call she'd made while slipping into the garage one evening, ostensibly about a client meeting. I had the recording. It wasn't work. It was her arranging a rendezvous, her voice low and eager. I watched Sarah's face as she scanned the screen, pale and disbelieving. The confident mask she had worn moments before crumbled into raw panic. She finally understood the scope of what she had done. Every falsehood lay bare. In that moment, I felt no anger, only a deep, hollow grief. I let the weight settle over her. How did you put this together?" she whispered, voice trembling. I nodded toward the screen. "It's all there. Every lie, every secret. And it's not just for us. Your family, friends, coworkers, they'll all see." Her hands flew to her face, tears streaming. "No, please, you can't," she gasped, voice breaking. "I'm begging you." Her plea stirred nothing in me. I had prepared for this, practiced my words. Calm, measured, stripped of warmth. I said, "I didn't create this mess, Sarah. You did. These are your actions, and now you face the consequences." In a desperate frenzy, she lunged for the laptop, pounding keys as if she could erase months of betrayal with frantic clicks. I stepped back, detached, observing her unravel. "I'm sorry," she sobbed. "It was a mistake. I never meant to hurt you." "Mistake?" I said, stepping closer, gaze fixed on hers. "What you did wasn't a mistake. It was deliberate, repeated, calculated. You made choices, again and again. Now you live with the consequences. I turned and walked away, leaving her crumpled and weeping before the evidence she could never undo. I didn't look back. There was no need. I packed a bag, left the house, and drove to the airport. As the plane climbed into the night sky, the city lights below shimmered like shards of broken glass. I felt no sorrow, no anger, only liberation. That chapter was over. For Sarah, her reckoning had only just begun.